It's a no-brainer that the anime industry is growing. Crunchyroll back in 2013 announced that they had 200,000 subscribers. In October 2015, they announced that they had reached 700,000 subscribers. So in less than 3 years, they managed to attain 500,000 paying legitimate subscribers, and that doesn't even count the people who use Crunchyroll but they do not even pay for the services. So you can imagine that number might be near the 1 million mark, and that's absolutely an amazing feat because back in like 2006 2000, the beginning of the 2000s, basically publishers didn't really even believe that digital streaming would be the future, and that's only Crunchyroll. There are many different websites such as Neon Alley, Viewster, Nico Nico, Daisuki, Anime Lab, Kaze Anime, and just many other legitimate, streaming websites. And Funimation is actually one of the big titans here in North America, and they're actually coming to UK with their Funimation Now, actually, video platform anime streaming service. And the purpose of this video is to actually educate people on how the streaming aspect of anime works, explain a little mini history lesson on your favorite companies, compare the cost basically of yearly, monthly, recommend different shows, and overall just teach you basically how the whole streaming thing basically works. My name is Rehmatullah and welcome to my How to Support the Industry video. This might get a little bit confusing, or actually not, it's actually quite easy when you think about it, but I have decided that I'll actually explain all of the technical jargon. But first, I'll be using Crunchyroll as an example in this scenario, but you can use any company that has a subscription based model. Crunchyroll has to purchase a license from the original publishers in Japan, and basically our subscription, or even if you watch all the ads and such and don't have ad blocker on or anything else in Crunchyroll, basically they use that money that we give them to actually get the rights of more shows. But before they can do that, they actually have to pay a fee known as a minimum guarantee fee, which is actually usually around $1,000 to $2,000 per episode in order to get the rights to stream the show. This is due to the fact that if anything goes wrong, they will actually be able to recover from their losses. The saying is to vote with your wallet. You can also do that with streaming as well. This is in no way an accurate representation of what a show actually gets, earns, or receives. This is just an example or interpretation that I just made up to actually help you explain this. So let's say you got a Crunchyroll subscription to only watch Hunter x Hunter, and Crunchyroll actually gives Nippon Television Broadcasting or NTV $200 because they're actually the publishers for Hunter x Hunter, and then you decide you want to watch Maki Lip of the Magic the other 50% of the time. So you're watching Hunter x Hunter predominantly, then you get a little bit tired of it, then you want to watch Maki Lip of the Magic. I don't say you can get tired of Hunter x Hunter, but let's just say for this scenario's sakes. So basically, if you watch only one show on Crunchyroll, your subscription money goes towards supporting that show. But if you watch more than one show, the money is split proportionally among those shows depending on which ones you are watching the most. So Magi would get $100 and Hunter x Hunter would get $100 in this scenario. There are quite a lot of websites where you can legally stream anime, but due to the sheer magnitude of websites, I won't be going over all of them, but I will try my best to go over as much as I can. Founded by Kun Gao, Crunchyroll has been around since 2006, originally a fan sub site where users could upload anime episodes without them licensing the show. Eventually, they traveled to Japan to meet with different anime publishers to show them that fans are willing to pay to watch anime online. And note, during this time, basically publishers were very reluctant to go through the digital route because of the fact that, it was a very new route, it was very young, so people did not want to take the risk in investing millions and hundreds of thousands of yen or dollars to even go through a route that might not ultimately work. But eventually, TV Tokyo, one of the largest anime publishers in the world, became one of Crunchyroll's investors. Crunchyroll, if you have no idea what it is basically a streaming service where you can stream anime, manga, and drama, Asian drama, legally. You can watch the newest episodes of anime 1 hour after they air in Japan, and it's professionally subtitled, so none of that janky fan subtitling. You can either opt to pay to stream ad-free and in HD similar to Hulu and Netflix's services, and either pay in 3 different ways: in monthly increments of $695, $19.95 in 3-month increments, or $59.95 in a yearly increment. Basically, you can pay it annually just once. Another form of membership is their Premium Plus membership, which costs $11.95 per month, and you get 4 extra features depending on if this is interesting to you. You can either do this or not. Either way, you just get most of the same things. You just get 4 extra features such as VIP convention perks, entry into exclusive contests, exclusive Premium Plus virtual badge, and early access to beta new features. So depending on if you're just really interested in going to conventions and just want to beta test a bunch of things and just see how website works and actually contribute to making Crunchyroll a better site, this will definitely be interesting for you. The common excuse that I usually hear for not legally streaming anime is that it's too expensive, so I decided to go to everyone's favorite coffee shop or Starbucks and purchase a Frappuccino Java chip with a chocolate croissant, and the Frappuccino size is actually tall, which it really isn't that tall. That came up to $7.91 with tax. A month of Crunchyroll will cost you up to $6.95 Canadian with tax. That's almost $1 cheaper, and if you're to buy Starbucks maybe 3 to 4 times a week, that costs maybe around $22 to $24, and that's equivalent to a 3-month subscription at Crunchyroll. You only pay that once and you can watch 3 months worth of anime. And basically Starbucks, you could finish this off like maybe an hour, maybe depending on if you even like the drink a lot, maybe you'll finish off in 10 minutes and then you're hungry again, basically want to buy another one. But in the longer run, it is a lot cheaper than buying that. But if you believe Starbucks is far too expensive, I went to Subway and I bought a 12-inch or foot-long Veggie Delight sub, and also bought a 12-ounce fountain drink, and that came up to $8.25 with tax. And the veggie sub is usually one of the cheaper subs in Subway, so I thought, what, let's buy that and actually compare it. And basically if you're to buy Subway maybe 3 or 4 times a week, that'll also come up to $25, and you could buy a 3-month Crunchyroll subscription with that money. As much as I love Crunchyroll, there are some really predominant issues with the website, and one of the website issues that I could find was just its player overall. Whenever I try to skip an opening or I just want to get on with the episode, I can't skip the opening due to the fact that the player isn't really that good. That's one of the main issues of Crunchyroll I see, and also the licensing limitations. Now I know it's very hard to get licenses, and Crunchyroll tries their very best to license shows all around the world. I live in Canada, so I am extremely lucky to even get the shows that Americans basically get. But if you live in Denmark, Netherlands, UK especially, you won't be getting all the shows that everyone is watching. Crunchyroll does get most of the newest shows of the season, so you can definitely enjoy some of the shows in that. But if you live in America, you will absolutely have no issue with this, because Crunchyroll is actually based in San Francisco or around Los Angeles area, and even Tokyo. So if you live in Tokyo and even in the US, basically you will not have an issue at all. But I live in Canada, which is basically near the US, but I still having issues with licensing limitations, because I try to watch Gangster on Crunchyroll and I couldn't even watch it due to the fact that the show wasn't even available in my own country. Or maybe I'm wrong, but a show that I know for sure is not available on Crunchyroll in Canada is Dagashi Kashi, basically a comedy, and it's airing in the winter 2016 anime line. And basically I couldn't watch it at all, and I went to Funimation website and I could watch the show perfectly there. Basically the companies try to actually go and bid on all the shows of the season they can, and basically they have to pay a minimum guarantee, and basically publishers won't even trust Crunchyroll. They don't think it's the right place for Crunchyroll to basically put their show, since obviously most of the shows are fantasy or futuristic type shows on Crunchyroll. But however, if you try Funimation, most of the older shows and some of the other simulcasts are available, but some of the newer shows are available on Crunchyroll for illegal streaming, of course. That's why people recommend Crunchyroll a lot, because for sure it's professional subtitle, as I mentioned before. And I just really personally enjoy Crunchyroll as a consumer, not a reviewer, just as a person who loves to watch anime. It's absolutely snappy, and even though when the player isn't bugging out or new, the experience is absolutely amazing. And the mobile app itself got basically a refresh, a redone version. Basically changed the mobile app a lot. It's really snappy and a lot better than what it used to be. It looks similarly to the entire website, which actually does add to the feeling, and you know just how to guide through it. So the mobile app is a lot better, and Crunchyroll is basically known for adding on multiple platforms such as PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, Roku, Apple TV, Android devices, Apple devices, iPad, basically a whole plethora of devices, more than 20 plus devices where you can stream anime legally and don't have to worry about anything. And you can even read manga. You can read the Simulpub manga, you can watch drama if you're interested, get involved in the forums. There are a plethora of things you can do on Crunchyroll, and that's just Crunchyroll. There are other websites that even have to go through, so this video might be a little bit longer than I expected. I recently got a subscription to Funimation services, so I'm not really educated more on Funimation services since I've been using the website for the past week or so, and all the shows I've been watching was Noragami Arigato, and I actually watched the first 2 episodes, Dagashi Kashi, and I don't really see how people are complaining about the player for Funimation. I can see the player just a little bit more better than Crunchyroll's, but their encoding really isn't that good, because when I was watching Noragami Arigato, I experienced some, green and purple type square textiles, the pixels showing off the top really is interfering with the watching experience. But usually after I just put the quality a little bit lower, it gets better. Other than the encoding, I guess the entire play is better, and the website itself really isn't as snappy as Crunchyroll. But with their Funimation Now streaming service, I hope they actually improve and make it more intuitive and just more blending easy, because Crunchyroll is just absolutely just vibrating and pop. You can just go anywhere easily. It's a little bit more faster. Funimation website is a lot more packed, you could say. It doesn't really give that feeling of freedom, exploration. It just adds this constraint to the website. So I can't really explain it properly in words until you've compared the two, but it just feels like everything is just jammed in there. It's not really proper, even though they have fantastic services as well. They're basically a streaming service, just like how Crunchyroll was. All of the websites I'm talking about basically are streaming websites, if you're not aware at this point in the video. Basically, they're an American-based licensing company, and before they were basically doing, simulcast and simuldubs, they were basically selling home video DVDs. In 1994 is when the company was founded by Gen Fukunagawa along with his wife Cindy Fukunagawa, and basically they already air simulcast subs, but in October of 2014 they actually decided to experiment with broadcast dubs, also known as simuldubs. Broadcast dubs were announced after the success of Space Danny's simuldub. Basically, as the sub for Space Danny went along, they decided to do a simuldub so people who love watching dub don't have to wait a year for the actual dub to come out. And ever since that, they've been putting most of their shows in simuldubs, and the dubs for their shows have been progressively getting better. And a simuldub that I watched was Blood Blockade Battlefront or Kekai Sensei, and that dub was just absolutely brilliant. And I would watch the sub whenever the dub was really available, because of the sub would usually be ahead of the dub, obviously, but usually when they would take like a month to actually make the dubs. After 3 or 4 episodes, the simul dub would actually be released. And since actually I'm really relatively new to Funimation services, the store is just one of the main parts of Funimation that I just really like. The whole wishlist aspect, it really isn't as detailed as Crunchyroll in terms of their whole customization of your account, but I just truly do like Funimation services, and I actually might keep Funimation after a 30-day free trial. And the mobile app for Funimation, I have the free trial, and apparently you can buy the Funimation app for like $10, but there's really no use in doing it because it's relatively the same thing. I have the free version, and I can assume from reviews it's basically the same thing as well. The app is absolutely just clunky. It's horrible. You can't even just function properly. You have to basically find out where the show playlist and all that stuff is by randomly luck, just clicking everywhere in the screen. Eventually you find it. They don't really have a plot of episodes on their app as well. Some series will actually have all the episodes, all the subs and dubs, but some series such as Noragami Arigato would not have all of their episodes on there, and the player itself is just fine on their mobile app. But other than that, it's just really a clunky experience, and I hope Funimation now actually improves their app a lot, because we saw a little sneak peek of their app, and I just hope it makes it a lot. But other than that, Funimation is absolutely brilliant experience, and I definitely cannot wait to actually pay for Funimation services. Basically it costs the same around Crunchyroll, but you can actually buy a sub pass, which basically means you can pay $4.95 per month, or you could pay $7.95 per month. Basically you get an all access pass. You can watch both sub and dub. You can watch the simul dub, you can watch sub, but if you don't really like dubs, this is an excellent thing that Funimation did. They're predominantly known for having more of the dubs in the anime industry, and basically you can pay $4.95 for their package, which only has all the subs, and you can even watch movies on Funimation. They have a plethora of movies on Funimation, which I just really love, such as Wolf Children. They have Akira as well, which I definitely want to watch. They have Hall, they have a Lupin third movie, and they probably have the One Piece movie as well, since One Piece is a very popular title. Hopefully is on there, and I just want more chance to explore the Funimation website. I'm so glad I got my subscription right now when they're actually making a bigger move in Funimation. Now basically you will still have all the sub and dub shows you have, but with just a rapidly improved website. I cannot wait to see what Funimation Now looks like in February of 2006. Also, with Funimation Now, their services will actually be in the United Kingdom or UK, which is absolutely a big step in the anime industry because Funimation is actually based in North America and Canada as well. So it's absolutely awesome just to see Funimation now finally moving on to the United Kingdom. And eventually maybe they'll be able to do all of Europe, and maybe people actually be able to get all of these shows. But that will take maybe a couple more years. But it's nice to see the fact that the anime industry is starting to grow and going into more different countries, because this is absolutely just a brilliant sign. I have decided to make a second part to this video to explain all of the other websites, because I did mention there are other websites. I'll be explaining more how to support the industry without actually paying it. So basically you can stream on websites such as Daisuki and Viewster, and just explain all of the other ways you can actually stream anime legally. But whether or not you stream legally, whether you stream illegally or legally, hopefully this has changed your mind somehow. Hopefully you guys just enjoy anime. It doesn't matter if you can stream, it doesn't matter if the show is your license. I made this video to actually help people, educate people on how to stream legally. But if you still want to stream legally, then that's your choice. Hopefully maybe this has convinced you somehow. Get the free trial and just give it a shot. -1 with the link, and the second part should be coming out next week or maybe within 5 to 8 days. See ya.